Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Our world is in a very tumultuous time at the moment. I kind of feel sometimes it's like when I took my children to Disney, you're going up, and then you go down, then you go up, and you go up, and you go up, then you go down, you go up and up and up and up and up, and then we know what happens afterwards. So how do you find your way amidst all of that? And it's the economy, but the strife and war and difficulties. So Parsha this week is Tzav, and Tzav goes into detail to all the sacrifices that were brought at the time of the temple, the tabernacle. It's from the book of Vayikra. So one of the offerings that was brought is called the burnt offering. This is a very unusual offering. You just put it on the altar and you just burn the whole thing all night long until the morning. So what was it about? So this is what the Torah says about this burnt offering. This is the Torah of the burnt offering, olah. That's how you say burnt offering. It is the burnt offering which shall be burning upon the altar all night until the morning, and the fire of the altar shall be kept burning in it. So what was this offering about? Why just burn it all the way? So the Chernobyl Rabbi, Nachum of Chernobyl, he teaches there's a secret meaning to it. And he says you shouldn't read it. He reads it in a novel fashion. You shouldn't read it olah, which means offering. You should read it, you should write it, you should read it oleh. Oleh means the one who ascends. And so how do you read the whole sentence then? It says, one who is ascending, i.e. all of us, all of humanity, trying to ascend, burning all night on the altar, oi. That teaches us we have to struggle through all of it. We go through all of our trials, we go through all of our tribulations all night long, until you've transformed yourself. And then the morning comes. And that's when all the battles are finally won, and all the lower self is filled with the light of morning, and suddenly a whole new beginning starts, and we're born anew. So right, this is for individuals, and this is for humanity. Sometimes it feels like we're burning all night long on the altar. And what do? And so he assures us ultimately we win in that battle. Humanity wins in that battle. Gotta have faith against the lower self and all the troubles and the patterns that humanity seems to keep getting into, and we think we've gone beyond, and they come back. And so we're going to get that new beginning. But how do you get through all of it? He says, well, it's just like that sacrifice that burns all night long. What you need is that steadiness. It's all about steadiness through all the trials. Like Rabbi Yehuda Leib Alter of Ger says, there needs to burn in the human soul a fiery longing to worship the Creator, and this longing has to be renewed each day. So you have to keep burning in your self-belief, keep burning with hope and faith. It's going to get better. Another element he mentions is that how do you keep up this steadiness? Well, you have to keep examining the world and saying, I'm learning something from what is happening, or humanity is learning from the trials. It says in Talmud, the first generation made their study permanent and their work temporary, and both their learning and their work succeeded. In the later generations, they made their work permanent and their study temporary, and neither their work nor their learning succeeded. Meaning that for us, learn doesn't mean we should be studying Talmud all day. I think it means that we need to be learning all the time, and growing all the time, and trying to see everything life brings to us, and what does it teach us about ourselves as people and as a humanity. You have to keep growing. And finally, he says, all of Judaism was created for us to have that steadiness in life. You keep going to shul, you come to services, service after service, minyan after minyan, class after class. And that regular fulfillment is really a spiritual discipline. And that's what all of our rituals are there for. It gives you a whole way of life. And not only builds this consistency, but it's a tremendous store of energy and strength. And so this is the Torah of ascending. How do you ascend amidst the way it always is, really? You keep finding faith. You keep focused on the practices, on the regularity, the routine, the tradition, and learning. And you keep trying to grow from all of it. And what does it teach you? And finally, you keep remembering that at the end of the night comes a new rays of morning sun, and the offering will be burnt to ashes, and we'll be reborn anew. Shabbat shalom.